Hello everybody, the Bakes here, back with another video for y'all. Before I get to the video one, I'll give you all, I'm sure you haven't seen the last video one. I am starting doing a YouTube music here one, be active, get here on YouTube, stuff like that there, my first video back here one did review for the animated series, The Amazing Little Circus there, if y'all haven't seen that yet there, I appreciate checking out there one, I do get a little bit of the update what's going on my eyes there, as you also saw my last update video would. I did talk, I go to eye doctor and stuff like that there, so not gonna repeat much of what went down that video would. So if y'all would check out the review everybody for Amazing Little Circus there, as well as update some other stuff everybody, I appreciate checking out my latest video would. So yeah. But anyways, everyone, today's video one's gonna be one that's been a little bit on the back burner there. I've been considering doing it for a little while here, but might just do it now here. Not gonna spend too long, everybody, since I have got some stuff to do here a bit. But today, everyone, I'm going to be talking about my current thoughts on WWE and AEW, everyone. Now, as you all know, everyone, for the past couple years, everyone, I have made some videos, everyone, kind of give my thoughts on some wrestling stuff there. Primarily with AEW there, I have made some WWE videos, everyone, so I'll tell it in 2025 there, but I haven't really done a while, everybody, in terms of give my thoughts on different things, everybody, with WWE and AEW, everyone, so I get some other wrestling stuff, everyone, so. But I'll primarily be talking about WWE and AEW in this video once, since those are the two companies I do keep up with the most there. I do catch up with some other ones there, like TNA, MLW, New Japan, AAA there. But when it comes to the two I keep up with most of everybody, it's WWE and AEW there. So that'll be probably the ones I'm talking about in this video once, so yeah. And everybody, I wanted to give it some time, everybody, because, things have been interesting to say the least there when it comes to discourse online, everybody, with AEW and WWE there. As over the past year or so, everyone, while it hasn't been overly negative there has definitely been a lot more vocal. I have noticed a lot of people being more vocal against WWE there and kind of the current direction of product there. While AEW has had a bit of an upturn there in terms of positive reception there from people watching the product there, so I feel I kind of get my own 2 cents on everyone, so. And I'm not going to get too much into certain things, everybody. I don't want to make this video too long out there. We'll just kind of get my general thoughts on things, everyone. So, I'll go and start with WWE first, everybody. Everyone, WWE is a company that got me into professional wrestling there. Last year was my 20th anniversary of me wrestling fan there, And, I don't really see myself watching WWE permanently there, so. Since, like I say, it was a company that got me into watching wrestling there. I've watched it for a very long time there, so that. But that makes everyone. I definitely have noticed different things everybody with WWE that's been up and down there because of certain things in product there, It kind of started last year there during the John Cena stuff, everybody. I did talk about a little bit, everyone, during the John Cena videos, everyone there, so. I'll try to talk about some favorite moments with Cena there, as well as the review there for the Simon's favorite match, John Cena's matchup, John Cena's last matchup against Gunther there, But. Around that time period when WWE initially did the heel turn there, they kind of followed the aftermath of it there. It's not saying that's the sole reason there, but it definitely began a bit of a turnaround of opinion that people have had on WWE there when, 2022 to 2024 there, very overly positive stuff there, about WWE and turned around for the product there, making it more engaging for viewers and whatnot there, so that, But things have been up and down for WWE, My Raw has been pretty solid there, Not really too many bad things on Raw going right now there. SmackDown, there are some things on SmackDown that are engaging there. There's for instance, the overall opinion I've been hearing people about SmackDown there was that, it hasn't really been that engaging for fans there, And when at first, I was like, maybe people are overreacting there and stuff like that, But not too long, everyone did watch episode of SmackDown, everyone, during the last hour or so of the show, I had to fall asleep there, and missing what went down there, so that, And while everybody, if I had fallen asleep there during the show, then that's usually not a very positive sign there, so. Anyway, this is coming from everyone who usually does a pretty good job in terms of staying up there, watching different things on TV there, and watching about content there, even during nighttime there, so the fact that I had fallen asleep there to SmackDown was not a good sign of the show there, so. That definitely helped me understand why people were, not engaged, but it helped me understand why people said what they said about SmackDown as a show there, And WWE, though, they haven't really been doing a whole lot of interesting stuff there, Now, that could potentially turn around there soon, since SmackDown is going back to 2 hours soon there, where WWE's got this weird deal there, where first half of the year, they have SmackDown being a 3-hour show, but then during the second half of the year, SmackDown's about 2 hours there, It's part of a weird deal WWE's got going on with USA Network there, so that for SmackDown there, But I don't know how much of a change there's got to be there considering the overall product there, something I want to spend, the U.S. style picture stuff there has been pretty good there. But really enjoyed Danhausen's segments on SmackDown, and some of Sami Zayn's been pretty good there. But outside of those three things, everybody SmackDown, hasn't really been super engaged, which is a shame because there are a lot of people on SmackDown on the roster that I do like there. Some favorite wrestlers in the company there, Just at the overall product there, the SmackDown Rated team hasn't really been doing a whole lot of good storylines there, so that, you know what I mean? And, there's, of course, some more complaints from my opponents. The only one I care name top of my head there was that, there's been a lot more commercials now than ever when it comes to PLEs for WWE Wood. And similar to Spider Wood, I thought people were over-exaggerating a little bit there, but then around WrestleMania 42, everybody, a lot of the stuff that went down, like about half or over half of it there was focused on advertisement there. I can't remember the exact method would, but a good portion of WrestleMania 42 was focused on advertising there, some of the actual matches there, which led to matches that on paper should have been very exciting there, and it'd be a bit disappointing there, And night one especially suffered big from it there, with, the only matches that had pretty lengthy time to get stuff done there was Seth Rollins and Gunther, and the match with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, the main event there, So, I get WWE when it comes to their advertising. They got certain contracts, certain companies there, they have to pay it, they have advertisements there, sponsorships there, whatnot, they gotta make time for that stuff there, but I do feel like that the overall marketing stuff there has taken a bit too much away from wrestling stuff there, And while WWE seems to try to be fixed up a little bit there with the recent PLEs there with Backlash, not too long ago in Clash Italy, I feel like WWE still needs to do a little bit more when it comes to, finding that good balance of making sure to have times for advertising stuff there, for sponsorships and whatnot there, deals that he's got, but also give the fans what they want there, that's the side wrestling matches there, Sorry I burst it there. Hopefully we'll be at it too bad here. But everyone, that's pretty much all I gotta say about WWE. I'm still gonna watch WWE, but I haven't really been as engaged as much with WWE stuff there due to certain things going on there, So, and everyone, I already, sorry I coughed for a sec there. Anyways, everyone, I don't watch Raw and SmackDown regularly there as I used to there. It's due to, outside, we have a life there, outside wrestling stuff there and whatnot, Got a job to do and spend time with my family there, do other things there too, But when I do watch Raw and SmackDown, I expect them to be enjoyable there, and Raw has been doing relatively well for itself, SmackDown not so much, and I hope WWE eventually turns that around sooner or later there. As for stuff for the AEW one, now, everyone, as you all may remember by the last few videos I made, specifically with AEW one, I wouldn't necessarily say negative everyone, but I've been critical of certain things about AEW there, But I do feel like the past year or so when AEW has been doing better there, They've been having a bit more engaging storylines there, A lot of the stuff that was not very interesting there, they ended up dropping there, At least take it to a bit different direction there, With it. Part of an example being the Death Rider suffered by, or was y'all may remember by last time did AEW here one. I was not necessarily a big fan of the Death Rider storyline there, and Jon Moxley's title reign as world champion there, And look, I like Jon Moxley, everybody. I appreciate the effort he put in there, but I just felt like the stuff with the Death Riders initially didn't really go anywhere there. I mean, they had a hot start there by having them end Bryan Danielson's career there and stuff like that, But then they followed up there with Orange Cassidy being the challenger. And with all the respect to Orange Cassidy, everybody, I like Orange Cassidy. He's up there with my favorite wrestlers AEW there. Orange Cassidy hasn't really been treated that much as a big main event level star AEW there. Like a strong upper mid card guy there, And he does have history with Jon Moxley there with the two of them fought for the international title there, but AEW hasn't really treated as a world title contender there. I thought it was very random that they put Orange Cassidy there against Moxley as first challenger after beating Bryan Danielson, and certainly to help make Cassidy look like a moron there when Cassidy, knowing that the Death Riders were going to interfere there, his best Jon Moxley told the conglomeration to stay backstage there and whatnot, I mean, it not only did it make Orange Cassidy's character look like a moron there, it was obvious Moxley's got retained there. It kind of sucked out any suspense in the match could have had there. You can still have a predictable outcome come there, but still have the overall storytelling and any reaction be engaging there, And that just kind of began a level of repetitiveness there that was going on there with Moxley's reign as world champion, where I'm pretty sure it was a reaction video that everyone did whenever Talk to Wrestling did his picks for worst matches 2025. where I said that the only two matches that I thought were solid there in Moxley's title right there was the hardcore match he had there with Adam Copeland on Dynamite, their follow-up matchup for Revolution, and the final matchup there he had there with Hangman Page there. So, sorry, White sit there, but it was everybody. They eventually had stuff with the Death Riders there. At least there'd be a heel faction there. They kind of that would have to be somewhere in betweeners there, and whatnot. Where they're not really bad guys anymore, but they're not necessarily good either. Like, morally gray, faction now there, It's been working out relatively well there, It took a little bit of time to adjust to there, But, Moxley was winning over the crowd again there through his efforts in the Continental Classic there, so that, And he eventually won the Continental Championship for Kazuchika Okada there at World's End, So, that kind of started there, And well, it hasn't fully made up for the mediocrity and repetitiveness that was going on with the Death Riders at this point last year. But, I do appreciate the effort AEW is doing with them there, and it has made things a bit better there. And, of course, they had the stuff there with the Young Bucks being the, EVPs that have user power there and whatnot, And I appreciate the Young Bucks for trying to do something different there, but the overall execution wasn't going over very well there with the wrestling fans there, I am curious to see where the Bucks are going to be going here, especially with the tag title picture they're going on. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage are tag champions there, and it'd be cool to see if there's like a match between the Bucks and Copeland and Cage here for the titles there, going to All In there, so that, sorry, one person there. Sorry for what. And what AEW has been putting more focus there, finding a good balance of still make sure the established stars are getting focused there, but also pulling up newer stars there, They two notable names there be Kevin Knight and Tekla. Everyone, I will admit, everybody, I did not know much about Kevin Knight or Tekla there prior to them coming to AEW. I heard some things about them from some friends of mine there prior to them joining the company there, but I didn't know what to expect from them when they arrived. But they have one be over there. That becomes some of my favorite wrestlers to watch in AEW there. So, and definitely two names that have definitely benefited as a new crop of talent there. That have been doing pretty well for themselves within AEW. Sorry, brother. Another one would be Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher has been around for a little bit. He started breaking out his own there to tell it 2024 there, And I gotta give AEW credit where there. They've been doing a pretty good job with Kyle Fletcher there, And Stellar Star there, and, I definitely see Kyle Fletcher being a future world champion there, He had solid runs as my mix of brands and companies there. He had a pretty solid run with the TNT Championship there, And now he's got stuff going with Konosuke Takeshita with the International Championship there, And those two are going to have a really banging match there, wherever those two battle out for the title there, And, storylines have been better for AEW there, Found a good balance of engaging storytelling there and in-ring action there, Sorry about there. And, AEW, when they mix things up there, they've been doing a pretty good job in there and still have engaging to watch there. I mean, good example would be Darby Allin there, his recent run as the world champion there, Everyone, I did not expect Darby to win against MJF there with those who had their matchup there, at episode of Dynamite initially, but then they kind of set things up there. It's like, I'd be thinking, are they really gonna give Darby opportunity to the world title there? And I do remember my last action figure on Box of Everwood that Darby Allin was one of the people I did want to see become world champion there. And, in that episode of Dynamite, they pulled a surprise there, and Darby ended up winning the championship there, And while it didn't last very long, it lasted a little over a month there, Darby had a really solid string of matches there, within that month, and he was a fighting champion there. And, MJF managed to win back the title there, and don't run there. Darby didn't look weak in the feet there, it was good storytelling there that Darby was doing what he can there, gave it all out in each of his matches there. But he also came back to hold him there, that led to MJF win back the title there, so that, And both MJF and Darby still looked out strong in the end. Their match on Double or Nothing there, So I give Burger what? Sorry, we get Burger there. Now, let me say, everyone, there is still one specific area there where I'd still wait to, do a bit more pushing there. That be the women's division one. I'm not gonna sit here and say they haven't really been pushing the women there. AEW has been making an effort there, And they recently brought the women's tag team titles there for AEW, And, there's been some pretty solid matches there within the women's portion of the Owens Hart Cup, But I still do feel like there's some areas there, the women's division, that's taking backseat to mid there, And I feel like AEW needs to start my Ricks up there again. AEW kind of needs to balance out a little more there and whatnot, so, But outside there, what, thought they've been doing pretty solid. The other stuff there, too, tag division's been doing relatively well, I guess the only other division would be the trios division or what, But, the trios titles, they've had their ups and downs there, haven't really been super vested in the trios division too much or what, There's still solid matches or what, but there haven't really been too many crazy storylines involved in the trios titles there or whatnot, you know what I mean? So, But outside of those, there's one thought AEW's been doing pretty great overall in terms of different divisions there, pushing them there, and fighting good bouts of good storytelling aspects as well as in reaction there, I definitely say there that AEW has been made a turnaround there, And if AEW plays their cards right there, they could get more fans into watching AEW there, so that, And, well, I don't know for sure it'll be at the same point they were, like, say, the beginning of the 2020s there, where they were getting relatively close there to catch up with WWE the ratings there, I can see them bringing in new fans there, and be a strong alternative there for WWE there, Sorry again for what? Sorry again for what? Only last 1 minute. So there was pretty much all I gotta say there. My kind of current thoughts on WWE and AEW. How I kind of feel about both companies right now. There, they say here I ain't here to bash anyone who specifically watches AEW or WWE. There, If you enjoy WWE, enjoy AEW. That's probably fine. There, I'm just kind of giving my thoughts there. What I like and don't like about the companies right now. There, AEW is definitely a stronger place compared to what was last year. There, WWE. I still enjoy aspects of it there, but they're definitely a bit on a downward trend there. I do feel like they kind of need to balance some stuff out there and whatnot, if you get me to say, yeah. But that pretty much things up for now, everyone. Next video one, I will be going back to do a reaction to everybody, and everyone next time around, everybody will be on a reaction. It's been a little bit overdue, everyone, but I'm going to wrap it up, everybody, and that is my second and final part right as season 5 of Harley Quinn, and that'll be as well as the final reaction for the Harley Quinn series, everybody, as right now everyone has been news there of Harley Quinn being renewed for the season there, why not? Season 5 is going to be the last one there, so I will probably record that sometime this week, everybody, and have it up for y'all Monday-ish there, so yeah. Might as well say for now, everyone, or this for everyone. Until the next video, like, sorry, make sure like button, subscribe to the bell notification icon so you can see uploads. I'll see you next time. It's our big say out. Peace.